So in our previous class, we have discussed about your speech studies and volume studies. Now we will discuss about the capacity of a road section. Now, whenever this term capacity, that term capacity indicates actually the total vehicle carrying capacity of a particular section of a road. Now, this total load carrying capacity of a particular section of the road will depend on the width and different geometric features of the road. Now the thing is, now how this capacity is affecting the quality of the existing road. Now suppose a capacity of a particular section of the road, if you go for the definition of the capacity, then the definition of the capacity is the maximum number of vehicles that can passes or process a particular cross section of a road in unit time, the prevailing traffic conditions. So basically that is your capacity. Now suppose your for a particular road section you found your capacity to be 5,000 vehicles per hour. Now if at any particular time your traffic volume is suppose 1,000 vehicles per hour, in that case all these vehicles can be moving over that particular section of the road in a free flow condition. There would not be any obstruction to the movement of the vehicle. Now if the volume increases, in that case what will happen? If the volume increases, in that case, what will happen? That the number of vehicles in the road section will increase. But the capacity for a particular section of the road, it will be constant. It will remain same. So in such cases, these vehicles, maneuverability and other conditions will be decreased. Okay. So basically for these reasons, all these vehicles will face some difficulties in moving around that particular section of the road. Now the thing is, if the volume of the vehicles further increases, suppose now the volume of the vehicles is 4,000 vehicles per hour. So in that case, if the capacity is 5,000 vehicles per hour, in that case, that 4,000 vehicles per hour volume of the vehicles can also be easily accommodated over the road section. But all the vehicles will face some more difficulties. Now if the volume of the particular road section is equal to its capacity, suppose the volume is equal to 5,000 vehicles per hour, which is its capacity, then it is the maximum limit of the particular section of the road that the particular section of the road can accommodate. Okay, that number of vehicles a particular section of the road can accommodate in easily in easy conditions. So there in such cases, if the number of vehicles is equal to the capacity, in such cases all the vehicles will face more difficulties. Now if the volume further increases, now if the volume is more than its capacity, in that case there would be congestion. Literally there would be no gap between two consecutive vehicles, and all these vehicles would be in a standstill condition. And in such type of condition, if that that condition occurs, such type of condition is called jam density. Jam density means when jam or congestion occurs, in such cases, the speed of the vehicles would be nearly zero, and this type of congestion is called jam density. Now, based on this, your volume and capacity relationship, there are different level of service or quality of the road section. Now, first thing is your level of service A. So, in the level of service A, this is the highest service level or highest service quality of a particular section of the road. So in the level of service A, what happens? There would be very less number of vehicles present over the road section. So all the vehicles which are moving over the particular road section can freely move over the section. There will be no obstruction. They can easily change their lane and it will not affect their driving condition. They can easily turn in any direction which they want. So that is your level of service A. Now, next condition is your level of service B. Now, for the level of service B, in that case, the service condition slightly deteriorate than the level of service A condition. But there also your number of vehicles would be minimum slightly more than the level of service A. Vehicle maneuverability would be there, but slight disturbance in the movement of the vehicle can be seen. In the level of service C, that is further deteriorate conditions, here the number of vehicles would be more and lane changes would be more difficult. Now, in such cases, if any vehicles is stopped in the middle of a road, in that case, there are chances some congestion will form, but that congestion will dissipate soon. Within no time, that congestion will dissipate. Then level of service D. In such cases, speed will further decrease, freedom to maneuver will be further reduced, and in that case, driver will face physical and psychological discomfort because of the number of vehicles, more number of vehicles present in the road section. And in such cases, if there is some minor incident also, that will also lead to congestion, which will take some time to dissipate. Then level of service E, in that case, this level of service is basically, in such cases, your traffic volume would be equal to your traffic capacity. So this is the maximum limit when the vehicle can be moving over the particular road section. Now your worst level of service is level of service F, where all the vehicles would be in a standstill condition and the density, corresponding density in that level of service F would be called your jam density. Now another thing is design level of service. Now you know your in the level of service calculation, your volume is varying, but the capacity of a particular road section remains same. Now the capacity will depend on different factors like condition of the road, width of the road, and if any elevations are there, if the condition of the terrain, whether that is a rolling terrain or mountainous terrain, etc. So basically, if you want to increase the level of service for a particular section of the road, in such cases, you need to design that particular section of the road in such a way. So for this reason, first you have to find out what is the capacity of the road and what is the traffic volume over that road and what is the maximum traffic volume over there. So after calculating that your design traffic volume or maximum traffic volume, then you have to allot a particular level of service. Now, whenever you are allotting a particular level of service, in such cases, you have to think which level of service you have to provide over there, considering different cost-cutting conditions. Now, if you want to provide level of service A, in some cases, it would not be practical because in the urban area, if you want to provide level of service A for each and every section of the road, in such cases, it will incur huge cost because in such cases, the construction cost would be higher, width of the road section would be high, and for this reason, the cost of the construction would be very much higher. So in such cases, your ASHTO, that is another organizations that recommend some of the design level of service, adopting which you can design the particular section of the road. So basically, this table indicates different level of service or design level of service according to which you have to design your particular section of the road. Now you know about the level of service, you know about the traffic volume, you know about the speed and capacity, all these parameters you know. Now the thing is you need to know how to regulate the traffic over a particular section of the road so that all these parameters will be checked within their limiting values. So for this reason, you need to adopt different traffic regulation and control device. Now, what are the different traffic regulation and control device? So there are different types of things like traffic intersection, that is a regulation device. Your traffic, your medians is also a traffic regulation device. Road marking, road sign, etc. are all the traffic regulation and control devices. Now, requirement of the traffic control devices. What are the requirement? That is very important. So first requirement is the control device should fulfill a need. Okay, so if you want to install some control devices, in that case you cannot arbitrarily put that instrument over there. Okay, so that installing that instrument should be based on the need over that particular area. So for example, suppose a intersection is there. Now in the intersection, there is huge number of traffic. Now in such type of traffic conditions where a overpass or underpass is required, if you want to install a roundabout or rotary intersection in that place, in such cases, it will not fulfill its purpose. So the installment of the traffic regulation device over here would not fulfill its necessary purposes. So you have to remember these things. Now, next thing is it should command attention from the road users. So this affects the design of the sign. Suppose you are providing some signs. Now this sign should be installed in such a way, in such a height, so that this sign could be visible from all the angles. All the road users should be able to locate the sign, and it should be like that all the person using irrespective of their education qualifications or literacy, they can easily understand from the sign that what this sign indicates. Third, it should convey clear and simple meaning. Suppose you want to put a no parking sign. In that case, your no parking sign should be like that. It would be easily understandable for by all the stakeholders. Now, road user must respect the sign. So, in such cases, if anybody doesn't follow the sign or if anybody doesn't follow that regulations, in such cases, some penalty or some legal action should be initiated so that all the person could uh, respect the sign or any traffic regulations. Now, the control device should provide adequate time for proper response from the road users. Now, suppose you want to install a traffic signalization at a particular intersection. Now, this signal system should be put in such a way so that that signaling system is visible from a distant driver, so that whenever that signal turns green or red or amber, in such cases that could be visible from a far distance. Now, in several of these traffic regulation device, your first regulation device is traffic signs. Now, these traffic signs are great help in regulating traffic by imparting message to the drivers about the need to stop, give way, and limit their speeds. So these are the main objective of the traffic sign. Now, traffic signs are generally installed beside the road section, and the message of the traffic sign should be very much clear and easily understandable. So in corresponding with the traffic sign, there are two types of traffic sign. One is a regulatory sign, three types of sign. One is regulatory sign, another one is your warning sign, and another one is informatory sign. Now for the regulatory sign, they are meant to regulate the traffic. Okay, and violation of this regulatory sign will generally cause a legal action against you. So there are different types of regulatory sign, like stop of the vehicles. You cannot pass. You cannot go in a certain point. No parking. No turning. Okay. no left turning, no left right turning, etc. are different your regulatory sign. Then another sign is there that is called warning or cautionary sign. So these warning or cautionary signs are provided to warn you about some road condition. Suppose your work is in progress, so please go slowly. School ahead, so go slowly. Hospital is ahead, no horn please. So these are the things which falls under warning or cautionary sign. Now another sign is there that is called informatory sign. Now the purpose of the informatory sign is to inform the road users about some features of the road section. Suppose your hospital is at a distance of 50 kilometer, your airport is at a distance of 20 kilometer, like that. These our petrol pump is at a distance of 2 kilometers. So these are the purposes of the informatory sign. Now next is traffic signals. So what are the traffic signals? Traffic signals are generally the control devices which could alternately direct the traffic to stop and proceed at intersection using red, green or amber light. So, so this traffic signal design, we will go through this traffic signal design in the, after completing this portion. So in the traffic signals, there are basically two types of traffic signals: traffic control signals, which control the vehicle movement, and pedestrian signals, which control the movement of the pedestrians. So these are the two types of traffic signals. So basically we go for the design of traffic control signals, that how you can design the time period of different intervals, like what should be the time period of red, what should be the time period of green, what should be the time period of amber, like that. Now this you might have seen in the intersection, in a traffic signal intersection or signalized intersection. You must have seen that the green light is on for some particular minutes or particular seconds. After that, red light will come. So that would be applicable for the or for all the intersecting legs. Now, how this time is divided among different alternative routes or different legs of the intersection, and what should be the basis of this division in the red, green or amber light section. So basically all these things will be covered in the design of the traffic signals. Next is road markings. So why road markings are provided? Road markings are generally provided for to increase the visibility. You know, for the road surface, it is black top portion. Now during the daytime, there is no problem for the visibility, but during the night time, there may be some problem due to the uh, black color of the pavement. So in such cases, the pavement marking will help to increase the visibility of a particular section. Moreover, suppose some object is arbitrary object is on the road section. Now, any users who is driving their vehicle during the night time, he may not observe that object with the limited light of the or limited illuminations of his vehicle. So in such cases, if you mark some portion of the object with some yellow and alternative yellow and black line, in that case, it will increase the visibility and the driver will become alert of the situation. So basically, these are the different function of the road markings. Then come to the next point, that is traffic islands. So basically, traffic islands are raised areas. Raised areas means they are at a higher elevation than the existing pavement level, and they fulfill some different purposes for which they are built. Now there are different type of traffic island. First one is divisional island. So basically, divisional island will divide the traffic between between forward moving vehicles and opposing moving vehicles. So for this reason, these divisional islands are very much important to revert or to stop any of the head-on collision between the two vehicle classes. Then channelizing island, basically channelizing island will help to channelize the traffic into different stream. Okay, so for the channelizing island, suppose this is your channelizing island. Uh, so this is your channelizing island. So it will channelize the traffic into different stream. That is your channelizing island. This is your traffic medians. Then next island is pedestrian loading island. So these are the pedestrian loading island. So this pedestrian loading island is there to accommodate the pedestrians who are intended to cross a particular section of the road. Then another island is there which is called Rotary Island. Rotary Island is also a channelizing island which will channelize the movement of the traffic into different streams. Wait for a few minutes. So what is intersection? So intersection is a portion of the road where two or more roads meet with each other. So basically in the intersection, as there are two or more roads meet with each other, in that case, traffic of different direction will be accumulated populated over that intersection area. Therefore, intersection is considered as the most chaotic portion of a particular section of the road. Therefore, the design of the intersection should be of very important, because a proper design of the intersection would avoid different types of accident, and a faulty design could lead into different accidents. Now, the objective of the intersection is to regulate traffic operation and ensure safety of the road users, to maintain design speed and maximize the capacity of the intersection. Now, what are the guiding principles? So there are different factors. Basically, in the guiding principle, we discuss about the different factors which affect the design of the intersection. So first is human factors. So human factors is basically different factors like their reaction time, their driving habits, their characteristics, etc. These will also affect the design of the intersection. This accommodated reasonable road users' characteristic. For example, design should follow proper symmetric layout so that hazardous movement by the drivers are eliminated. So your design should be such that if a driver wants to go in a hazardous way, that can also be minimized using your design principle. Suppose for the rotary intersection, the rotary intersections are designed in such a way so that all the vehicles are forced to reduce their speed to a particular speed whenever they entering the intersection. So in such way, the safety of the intersection is maintained. Then second consideration is traffic consideration. So in the traffic consideration, you have to minimize the conflict points. Conflict points means the points where there are chances of accidents. You need to eliminate the traffic conflict points. So with respect to the conflict points, there are three conflict points. So basically, this is head-on collision. This is your crossing conflict. So this type of conflict is very much important, very much devastating. So this type of conflict should be avoided. Okay. So all these conflict points should either be converted to your merging conflict or diverging conflict. There should be adequate functional area so that maximum number of vehicles could be accommodated over there, and it will reduce the delay and queue time in the intersection. There should be different physical elements through which that intersection could be managed, such that your Rotary Island, your Channelizing Island, your Divisional Island, etc. And last, your economical consideration, so that your design should be economical. So now, type of intersection. There are different types of intersection, and they are broadly classified into two categories. One is intersection at grade. Intersection at grade is whenever two or more roads meet at a particular elevation or at the same elevation. That is intersection at grade. And grade separated intersection is the intersection where two or more roads meet at different elevation, like your overpass and underpass. Now, there are some basic requirements of the at-grade intersection. These requirements are: the area of conflict should be as small as possible. Then only you can go for the At grade intersection, if the area of conflict is more, in such cases, you have to go for the grade separated intersection. The relative speed and angle of approach of the vehicle should be small. So speed of the vehicle should be very much low, and relative angle of approach means suppose one vehicle is coming from this direction and another vehicle is coming from another direction. In that case, if any conflict is there, in such cases, basically that is the angle, it should be minimum. Okay, if it is minimum, in that case only you can avoid major type of accidents. Adequate visibility should be available for the vehicles approaching the intersection. Otherwise, they cannot observe if any other vehicles are coming from any other direction. Sudden change of the path should be avoided. Then geometric features like turning radius and width of the pavement should be adequately provided. Proper sign should be installed if it is necessary, and good lighting condition should be there for the proper visibility during the night time. Now, at grade intersection, there are different classification of the at grade intersection. So these are unchannelized intersection. There will be no channelizing island. Channelized intersection, there will be channelizing island, and special type of at grade intersection. And in this special type intersection, rotary intersection is there. So unchannelized intersection are these are the unchannelized intersection, where no channelizing island is provided. So there are different type of unchannelized intersection. That is a T unchannelized intersection, that is called skew, that is called cross, that is called skew cross, staggered, skew staggered, then that is called wave, and that is called multiple type of intersection. Now, what are the advantages of this unchannelized intersection? They are the lowest class of intersection because they can accommodate minimum number of vehicles. They are easiest in the design because you should not, you have not provided, or you didn't have to provide any of the measures, that they are simply or naturally built because they are at the particular point where two or more roads meet, resulting in maximum conflict area and greater number of accidents unless controlled by the traffic signal or police, because they are totally uncontrolled type of intersection. Now, in the unchannelized intersection, there are two types. One is plain intersection. There is no provision for additional pavement with the intersection area. And another one is flared intersection, where is provision for additional pavement width is there. So, for example, this one. This is a T intersection which is plain. This is a T intersection which is flared. See, here the pavement width is increased to accommodate more vehicles in the intersection. So this is all about today's class, and our syllabus is nearly complete. Within next week, we will complete the syllabus. So you can leave the class.